In the last section, we introduced emerging infectious diseases. Next, the discussion will focus on another special kind of infectious disease that is shared between humans and animals, the zoonoses. Many pathogens often just infect animals, but there are some that sometimes infect humans too. And for animals that carry pathogens, the more similar their body structures are to humans, the greater the chance of their infection passing on to humans and jeopardizing human health are. This kind of disease that is often spread from animals to humans is called zoonosis. Humans contract zoonosis from coming into contact with fowl, livestock, or wild animals. In the intersection of these three groups, the diseases that occur are often well-known ones like rabies, tuberculosis, salmonella, and etc. When humans' living environments intersect too closely with other animals, outbreaks of zoonosis may be unavoidable. In comparing zoonosis with general infectious diseases, the same pathogens that infect other animals might not affect humans. Humans' susceptibility toward these pathogens could also be different from other animals. For one, the dose of infection, that is, the amount of infectious bacteria needed to infect humans, could be higher or lower than the amount needed to infect other animals. The propagation method of infectious disease could change as well. The range of zoonosis includes neither the disease caused by toxins that are excreted by pathogens, nor infectious disease that are passed among humans and spread by vectors, like malaria. Although malaria is caused by arthropods stinging or biting humans, the source of the infection is often other humans who carry the pathogen. Arthropods are only carriers, therefore malaria is not considered a zoonosis. And also it is not included among the commonly seen infectious diseases between human and animals, either the disease like Clostridium infection. So far, there are over 150 zoonoses in the world that has been identified. Humans contract zoonosis from animal reservoirs, mainly through directly touching animals or their wastes, eating sick animals' meat, or becoming infected by blood-sucking arthropods or vectors. The bigger the group of infected animal is, the greater the chances for humans and the infected animal to come into contact are. The more chances a disease has to spread to humans, the more difficult controlling it becomes. It is especially true when the animal reservoirs for a disease includes wild animals and livestock at the same time. Then disease control is much difficult. For instance, the rabies. The rabies is usually transmitted to pets through the wild animal reservoir, which means the chances for humans to be infected by it are a lot higher than if the disease was only in its wild animal reservoir. Humans are often considered the last host for zoonosis because the chances for animals to eat humans are very low, and the chances for animals to come into contact human wastes are also low. So humans do not have many chances to transmit zoonosis back to animals, except for the blood-sucking arthropods, blood-sucking mosquitoes, that are also disease vectors. The blood-sucking arthropods present the few opportunities humans have to transmit the pathogens in their blood to other animals. Usually, the propagation of zoonosis starts with animals and then passes to humans. Rabies, a well-known disease not long ago, is such a case, sometimes due to simultaneous contact with pathogens. Human and animal groups get infected at the same time. Very rarely do humans begin spreading a disease, and only after they begin, other animals start. However, one notable case of this phenomena is the West Nile virus in the United States. Humans were infected by disease vectors first. After the outbreaks in humans, horses started to fall ill. If the zoonosis weren't transmitted among humans, they are called self-limited. An example is cat scratch fever. If zoonoses are able to transmit it back to animals, they are called reversible. An example is the West Nile virus. Next, we will introduce two common zoonoses, Salmonella and tuberculosis. Salmonella is often found in intestines and feces of birds, reptiles, and mammals. Most human cases of Salmonella infection are due to food contaminated with animal waste. The meat and eggs of poultry are also often seen as sources of infection. In Salmonella, there are two important serotypes, typhimurine and typhi. Typhimurine, which is the cause of salmonellosis, the typhi, which is the serotype that will cause typhoid fever. General Salmonella bacteria will cause enterogastritis, and the symptoms include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and etc., which will be within 48 hours of eating contaminated food. Symptoms of typhoid fever include fever, diarrhea, and rash. If severe, even intestinal hemorrhaging and perforation could occur. These types of severe cases belong to systemic disease and can be deadly. Other symptoms are chills, sweat, headache, anorexia, weakness, sore throat, and coughing. Its incubation period is somewhere from 5 to 21 days. Salmonella have more than 2,000 serotypes. Typhimurine is one that can infect many species, cause enteritis or sepsis. In human, it causes food poisoning. Chlorasuis is one that often infects swine and causes enteritis or sepsis. In Taiwan and Southeast Asia, it also infects humans. Enteritis is often isolated in poultry population, and its symptoms are not obvious. Humans usually display symptoms of food poisoning when infected. Therefore, it can be seen that Salmonella is a group of bacteria that can infect many different species, and those symptoms vary between different animal species. 1/3 of the world's population is infected with tuberculosis. In recent years, the HIV patients have usually found they're accompanied by tuberculosis infection. This has caused the tuberculosis to draw everyone's attention again. When tuberculosis bacteria are activated in patients' lungs, a great amount of infectious pathogens are released. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is often found in humans, with it sometimes also infecting dogs. Cows are susceptible to Mycobacterium bovis, and sometimes humans are too. Birds are often susceptible to Mycobacterium avium complex. Sometimes the disease may pass to humans too, especially among humans with weak or compromised immune systems. Now we're done with the introduction to zoonosis.